Guys, welcome back to the Whatever Football Podcast, episode 11 already. How you doing,
11.
Rafi?
Good,
11.
buddy. Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good this morning. I'm good. How are you feeling after last night's games? Obviously, most of the games obviously played last night, so
Yeah, I couldn't actually believe there was 4 games at 11 o'clock.
there was
last night?
there was a few because obviously the Arsenal game got delayed because of like a power outage or something.
So it was us, you guys, Chelsea, and there was another. I think West Ham.
West Ham game, at the same time.
Yeah, so
and then straight after was City. Yeah.
Very, very rarely, is there, they maybe midnight on a Saturday. Usually, there's say 3 or 4, like a box. However, yes, Sunday night at 11 o'clock, I actually found that quite surprising. But yeah, how am I? Apart from fucking tired because, by the time you're probably even worse than me. But obviously, I didn't sleep before our game, so by the time I got to sleep, it was about 1:45, and then the missus decided that, being 7.5 months pregnant, she was going to wake me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So apart from tired and keen for sleep, I'm doing okay. The result we'll get into a little bit later, but apart from that, lots to talk about.
Yeah, we do have a lot to talk about. Yeah, so obviously, like, I'm a bit tired as well because and the thing was, our game got delayed as well. That's the worst thing, is that, like, you got to sit there, adrenaline's pumping, and then there's this massive, I think it was at least 45-minute delay for our game. So it was.
So that was because of VAR, was it? The connection issue with VAR or something?
Well, they're saying they never really gave us a proper answer. They're saying like there was a power outage at the stadium, which doesn't make sense because the scoreboards and stuff were still on. So I don't know what they call a power outage. I just think it was just the VAR and the connection. And look, if it was VAR, at the end of the day, VAR did actually save us anyway. So glad it got turned back on because I was one of those people just saying play without it. But I can understand why. I can understand why they didn't play without it because obviously then it's different to every other game within the year. So
correct.
It's not an even playing field sort of thing. So
but I agree.
I do understand it.
If there is a power outage and stuff, that there's nothing they can do about it. But if it was a technical issue, then mate, I think what I messaged to you last night. When I said, why is your game not playing? I checked the scores and it's like postponed. It's like, what the fuck's going on? We're half an hour in. What I don't get, right, if it was a power outage, nothing you can do about it. Technical issue, mate, it's the Premier League and these referees, etc., all this technology costs millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. How the fuck, if it was a technical issue, can you not have that shit sorted? It's not like it's not like they've had to race home from work and race from work, and they've had 10 minutes to try and connect it. Like what sometimes we got to try and do here, right? It's to get the stream sorted. Like,
we think that you think that
organize a week in advance. Like, how hard is it?
Yeah, but you think that you'd have like a backup situation or something like that?
Exactly right. Organization.
They reckon it's the first time, but I've seen it happen before. Referees stop a game because of communication issues and stuff, or delay things, or walk off a pitch because they can't hear something. Like, I've seen it heaps of times. So
I was going to say, I've seen it. I think don't know if it was us this year, but definitely last year, probably once or twice. When the old, side thing's not working. Yeah, when the old side thing's not working.
That's exactly what they were talking. That's exactly what they were talking about. Yeah. So that obviously, and look, we might as well get into the Arsenal game talking about it anyway. But I don't know if that had an impact on the Arsenal game, to be honest, just because obviously, you're mentally prepared to go out there, you start the game, you do your warm-ups, everything like that, team talks, and then not even a minute and a half. And, they're already delaying the game. You're sitting around, they're passing the ball. We're sitting around talking to the manager for like 5-10 minutes. And then they're like, yep, we're going to go back in the tunnels. No one knows anything. They're walking back in the tunnels. Then you're going to go through that whole process again. Speeches, warm-ups, back on the pitch in the same position for the throw-in. Like, it was obviously like really odd.
So I don't know if you had actually started the game.
Yeah, we started the game. It was like a minute and a half in, and then it just
really
stopped. Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
So that's why I was like suspended because it was a minute and a half in, and then they obviously started playing. Did everything, all the standard shit that they did before the game, and then they had to literally repeat it all once again. So it was really odd, But look, that Arsenal Leeds game, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how Arsenal got away with 3 points.
I was just about to ask. So obviously I haven't obviously being the same time, I've watched 3-minute highlights. That's it.
No, we got
look at the stats. What was it? Was it sort of because Arsenal really a lot of games this season have been domination. So was it the case? I assume.
Hey, brother, how you doing? Yeah, look, I'd say in sections in the first half, we definitely could have done more. We could have taken 2 or 3 more chances, I'd say so. Saka, obviously, with a sublime finish, great pass by Odegaard.
Yeah.
Rifled it, into the roof and net. Perfect goal. Keeper couldn't do anything about that. There was a couple of chances we could have done better. I think that a lot of our players, and I saw someone, put up a stat out of the first 12 games or something, 10 of the players are essentially playing every game every week. So I don't know if it's just a little bit of fatigue now catching up with us, playing so many games.
Jesus, Saka, maybe not Odegaard so much, nearly, apart from injury. Martinelli, Xhaka, Saliba, Gabriel, Ramsdale. So there's 8 of them guaranteed that are probably don't know about Europe, but they've played every single Premier League game.
Ben White playing every game, Xhaka, Partey. You know what I mean? Odegaard. So, look, I guess that's something to factor in a little bit, but I don't want to make excuses, man. Leeds just played, perfectly to counter us, man. They were just on us like crazy. Didn't let us have possession, which is how we like to play football. They just pressed us just nonstop, bro, the whole 90 minutes. They really surprised me. Obviously, we were saying last week the Leeds might get relegated, but if they keep playing exactly like how they played last night, they're not going to get relegated. They played some really great football. They had which I don't know how much 3-minute highlights showed. Obviously they had a penalty that they got with Saliba handball, which 100% handball, no questions there at all. Obviously Bamford missed it. Then there was obviously another opportunity within about 30 seconds into the second half where Bamford scores a goal essentially off the kickoff, but he shoves Gabriel on the back. And they chalk the goal off, saying, impeachment sort of thing.
Oh, so hence why you said VAR helped you, I assume. So it was given a goal, but VAR overturned.
Yeah, because in another day, and another referee and another VAR person. Because at the end of the day, it's all, it's all interpretation of who's in the actual VAR. You know what I mean? If that was maybe Mike Dean, he would have been a cunt and given it a goal. You know what I mean? So that guy saw it as a foul because it was a shove in the back of Gabriel. Yeah. And we obviously got the free kick, which was great. Then in the 93rd minute, because there was 6 or 7 minutes extra time, you look at it was Gabriel again, what is it called? Bamford runs at him, shoves him in the back stupid. I don't know why Bamford did it, but the thing is the mentality of Gabriel to lash out and try kick at him. I know he doesn't bend his knee to kick, but he intentionally wants to hurt him as he goes to the ground. And obviously the referee then
strife for that, or
he got a red card and they got a penalty in the 94th minute. Okay. So then what happened is in that instance, then Arsenal and Gabriel were like, nah, he didn't kick out. He didn't strike out. I thought it was just done, to me, it was a penalty. But what they brought it back for was the fact that Bamford went into the challenge first and shoved him to the ground in his back before Gabriel reacted. So they brought it back to the first foul, meaning obviously our free kick. So, instances like that in another day, someone could have just seen it. Nah, Gabriel lashed out, red card, penalty, Leeds take, the draw, take the points or whatever. So I do think we were lucky in that respect. But, you need games like that in when people challenge you for titles or to be in the top 4, you need scrappy games that you don't deserve and you get the 3 points. And that was honestly just one of them. And I hope that next, we've got a mid-game week. Well, obviously you guys do as well. I think.
Yep. Yeah, we got
Spurs,
your
I think Wednesday,
beloved. We got your beloved football team in Tottenham.
Yeah, so obviously, you got we got PSV, I think, through the week as well. So I'm hoping that we just rest a lot, and then we got everyone fresh back for our next game, because obviously we've got 4 important games before the World Cup. I think we've got Nottingham Forest next week. Oh no, sorry, Southampton, Nottingham Forest, or something along those lines. Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, and
Brighton.
Maybe is it Brighton? No, I don't think
Wolves.
It's Brighton.
You got 5. Oh no,
Wolves,
sorry.
Wolves.
Sorry, you got Brighton in the cup. My apologies. I'm just having a look.
Oh, do we? See, we even got the cup. Yeah, I forgot about
third round of the cup. Yeah.
So, a lot of games still to be played. Yeah. What can I say, man? Honestly, we didn't deserve the 3 points, but we got it anyway. We move on. I'm still obviously shaky about Gabriel and centre back. I've seen Arsenal. A lot of people sort of tweet out and comment how good he was defensively yesterday, and like we made Jacko and I were watching the game, and we just couldn't believe like what we were watching. I love Gabriel, but he's got to know he's never going to be dropped for the reason his poor performances. Yeah, like Mo, like I don't understand how people aren't seeing the poor performances. When I'm watching him, it's like I'm afraid that he's on the ball. Like his reactions are slow. He's rash. He's not positioning himself well. Like I know the statistics are showing completely the opposite. He's winning 100% aerial duels. Pass completions great. All this bullshit. But to me, like when I'm looking at a game, he's putting Saliba in bad situations, opening pockets for defenders to run into, and it's just shit like that. And like I said, the lash out of the tackle. He was the man that nearly caused Bamford to go and score that goal because his back was turned to Bamford. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that, and it's just it's a bit frustrating. I would drop him. I said 4 or 5 weeks ago. I said I would drop him. I think
said that for a while.
I think after
for a while now, actually.
I think like before the game versus you guys in the 5th round, I was saying he needed to be dropped.
You know what though? At the end of the day, I wish we could be in that. I wish we could be in your circumstance. At the end of the day, mate, it's 3 points where you're lucky. Yes, but guess what? That's what wins your leagues. Right, like
but you know what?
3 points you move. 3 points you move on. I guarantee you right now there is not one team that has won the Premier League in the last let's just say since it got emerged in 1992. There's not one team in the last 30 years that haven't, if they actually decided to look back across a 38 game season, went, "Fuck, we're lucky there, and there."
Oh yeah, points. I remember even in the Invincibles, I remember like Invincibles, like there was a game against Pompey or whatever. We shouldn't never have freaking even got points out of, and we did. You know what I mean? To continue a streak, go Invincible, win the title. You know what I mean? So we've had lots of games, and I think that's what happens. And sometimes you do need a little bit of that luck. I think over the years, and we'll talk about refs and VAR. I think it's just inconsistencies throughout the whole division. Doesn't matter who you are. Sometimes it was
Liverpool
lucky
won
for
the
us.
league, a couple of years ago?
They got VAR every week. Every week.
I was gonna say I don't think, again, but maybe biasness, but I can't remember a bloody team in recent memory that have had so much shit happen for them to win the league.
I remember. It was like all the overtimes and stuff like that. They're getting Fergie time and shit. Like so
ridiculous.
It does happen. Like Mo's saying here, we do need a competitive like left foot backup. Like. I don't know. But look, you need to get results like that. And it's important that we got the result, grinded it out. I think based on the circumstances of our games and everything like that, and the way that they took the game to us. I think, it's all credit to him and all credit to Leeds. But I also wanted to say to Ramsdale at the start of the season, he was making good saves, but he was being very rash and causing a few errors and goals. And I must say, probably in the last 5 weeks, he sort of switched on since your game, I'd say. And he sort of switched on and changed his mentality a little bit to be a little more calmer. I thought he was more of a showman. You got that. People take the piss out of him. Be a showman. But I'd say recently he's more, just more calm, composed, just being smart. Like he won us that game yesterday. He was my man of the match. He made about 7 critical saves. Honestly, he saved about 3 1-on-1s. He was unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Man of the match for me yesterday. He was unbelievable. I don't know what Mo thinks, but he was incredible yesterday. And it's just good to see like his level from where he was at the start of the season improve. I can only hope that Gabriel does the same thing. When Gabriel caused that foul, and then it also got chalked off. Straight away Xhaka went to Gabriel and fucking gave it to him, and fucking just gave it to him and said get your fucking head in. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing that shit? And that's Xhaka, one of those guys that's always acting out and shit. So, it's been a big change. We take the 3 points to move on. Leeds, should have got something out of it, but I don't give a shit, man. We needed that. And obviously the Liverpool City game obviously worked in our favor as well, which is great. And I think there's obviously a tight congestion. As much as we're winning, at the top of the table right now, I think overall, it's actually quite close for everyone. You look at you guys, and I don't think you've had, you're playing shit football, you're not getting results, but, you're still up there at the moment. I thought you guys were in 5th or something.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
If you were going to say you'd be 5th playing horrible football with a new manager.
So 8 point, if we can drag 3 points of game ahead against,
he's still
Palace,
staying.
We're 8 points. We're 8 points off. Which I know it's still a fair bit, but we're in and around the mixer.
You think Liverpool, they came back from 11 points last year to lose the title within 1 point.
Well, hey, Liverpool. Well, two things just quickly because I obviously want to touch on just really quickly something with you guys. What I personally find is that you briefly touched on the City Liverpool game, which we'll talk about in a second, which is my second point. But my first one is that what I personally think is that you guys want to be getting as much of a gap as you can, away from City come say say between now and January, or let's say when we come back from the World Cup, because if
So,
if it's a 1 point gap, no. So finish on the 17th and come back on Boxing Day or something like that. 13th,
so it is an actual full stop, because a lot of people have been saying like
5 weeks.
Okay. Well, so to me, that's obviously great. If there's actual full stop, then I have a little bit more. Yeah. I have a little bit more confidence in us retaining, because then that leads us into obviously the January window. Yeah, and we can actually strengthen our squad. If we're still in a position where we're within 3-4 points of City at the time, or we're still top, for argument's sake. Because to me now, if I look at the points right now, and like I said, there's 4 games in the Premier League. So, what were the 4 games for Arsenal? They were, like I said, Forest, I think Southampton, Wolves, and Chelsea. So if Arsenal come out of those games and we take 10 points, even 9, if we lost one of those, whether it be the Bridge or whatever it is, or Wolves, because Wolves are such a tough ground as well. You get 9 out of 12. That's sensational. I still think that we're either 1 or 2nd then, because you can see, obviously Newcastle took points off City. Liverpool have done it now. Points can be taken off anyone in the league, honestly.
So yeah, I personally think that if come January, come transfer time, if there's a 1 point gap between yourself and City,
we have to go for it, man.
All my money would be on City to win the league, right? So however, if I don't even know who City have in the next month, but let's have a quick squizzy. So what have they got? They got Brighton, they got Leicester, they got
Brighton,
Fulham,
are a good team,
and they got Brentford. Okay, so however, right, if by some chance you got Arsenal,
but it's not going to surprise me if they're going to draw some of the games
come January with the form you're in. I'll go, this could get a little bit interesting. 1 point clear. If it's 50-50, if you're on goal, ahead on goal difference, whatever it might be, I think City will run away with it. However, I think if you can let's say come February, a 6-ish point better off point difference, then I think we could be in for a little bit of an interesting run home with the form, if you can maintain your form.
What I think is that if we can maintain it, at least, even if there's scrappy victories up until, which I think the form will pick back up. I think we're just a little bit tight at the moment, because this is the only game in the Premier League that we played. Like, I would say, it was shit. It was shit. But I think that's just based on just how tired we are, man. We just flew to the fucking Arctic Circle, scrapped out on a fake pitch for 90 minutes, and then came back like 2 days later to play on this. So. That obviously, being a player, that can take a lot out of you, so you hope they can come back. But like I said, even if we, for argument's sake, Arsenal are 4 points behind City, okay, and it's January, and the January window comes in. If I'm Arsenal, I know you didn't expect, and this is what annoyed me last year as well. When we were in the position to fight for top 4, we didn't strengthen, and at the end of the day, that's what cost us, because we didn't strengthen. We went through an injury crisis, and we bottled top 4. So. If we're in a position now, I know that's what you didn't expect, but if you're in a position to challenge from the form that the good football that you're playing, the position that you're in, you need to go in and fucking spend 150 mil in that January window and bring in whoever the fuck you can. Bring in a striker, bring in that backup center back, bring in another midfielder, bring in a winger. Like, you got to bring in all those players, bring in as much Arsenal as you can, and go for the fucking title. That's what you have to do. So. If we're in that position, you have to go for it, because I've seen windows like this. I think the year that Leicester got it, we had that where we bottled it as well. We didn't buy enough, and we bottled the fucking league again. So I don't want us to repeat that process, unfortunately. But time will tell. As long as we're in and around the mix, we can always be in a chance. Like I said, like I've seen Liverpool come back from 11 points last year to lose the title to 1. So if it's a 4 point gap, City's top, we maybe drop, 2 draws, 2 wins or something like that, don't pick up full points or something, that's not going to be the end of the world, because eventually, teams are going to drop points here and there, and that's going to happen. You've seen it with City. Every other team's going to do it. You guys do it. Spurs are eventually going to start dropping points because they're playing fucking dead football. So it's going to swing in roundabouts.
They always come in a fucking way, though, don't they? Spurs,
bro. You just park a fucking bus. Harry Kane fucking diving like a prick. Fucking got shot with a sniper. Like, he's the fucking cunt, man. I fucking hate these guys, man.
Hopefully we beat them on Thursday morning.
I think the best result for us is that you draw, as a mutual, because I hate both of you. But if I had to pick a winner, I'd pick you guys because they're too close to us. You're a little bit further back, and I think you guys are going to drop a lot more. I think you guys will drop more games than this year.
I was going to say
you're less of a threat. Yeah,
even I think so.
So if I had to pick, is it at Old Trafford or is it at the Tour?
Yeah, at Old Trafford.
Okay. Yeah. Look, if I had to pick, I would pick you guys. We'll go into predictions and stuff later and whatever. But yeah. Anyway, let's we'll finish Arsenal. It's already freaking 21 minutes in. Let's go to your game. How did you find your game? Obviously, Newcastle. United 0-0. I watched it as well, so I want to know what you think as well.
Oh, did you?
Well, because our game got fucking delayed, so I was watching your game. I was bored. So I watched. You
would have watched the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, I watched the first 40 minutes, and then I probably watched the end 15. I'd say
okay,
probably from the 75th onwards. So nearly the whole game. Yeah.
I was going to say, well, the first 40, like, it was pretty much all Newcastle. Like, I think personally we got absolutely...
I think so as well, yeah.
Within reason, we got dominated, right? Like, in terms of, like, obviously, apart from Jolinton hitting the post, like, where we peppered a lot in terms of the goal, where De Gea's had to make some great saves. No. However, did Newcastle actually, dominate, probably field position, etc.? Yes. I think it was definitely a game of two halves. I think our defense played fantastically well. First half, I thought we were in for a bit of trouble. Second half, I felt like that Newcastle actually just came out and thought, righto, couldn't score in the first half. Let's try not to lose. I actually heard about a stat today that I actually didn't realise, but Newcastle have only lost. Newcastle had not so much a funny stat, but Newcastle have only lost one game all season. And what have they played? 10. They've lost one game all season. That was a 98th minute winner against Vieira, when Pope was on his, trying to time waste. So that's the only game they've lost all season. So they're a hard team to beat. We had our chance.
They are a very hard team. Yeah.
Chances. How in the world? Well, there was a few things. Rashford was probably offside for that. Well, actually, let's go back a bit earlier. Have you seen the highlight of? You're probably going to laugh at me for this, but have you seen the highlight of Ronaldo scoring, getting a yellow card?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I watched it live. Yeah.
See what you saw that live in the 46th minute or something, or whatever it was. So straight after halftime.
Yeah.
So correct. Well, I could be wrong, right? This is where it sort of comes up for what's the word I'm looking for? Controversial opinionated. However, the ball comes over. Their centre back, I think it was I can't even remember who it was. Either the centre back or their right back stops the ball, passes it back to Pope, right? Passes it back to Pope, who stops the ball, right? Who stops the ball and stands there. So
I understand. I understand.
Hang on. Let me finish. Their centre back, or their right back. It's a free kick. It comes over to him. He stops the ball. He passes it back to his goalie. He touches it. And stops it. The ball's in play. If it's not from the centre back or their right back passing it back to their goalie, which in my eyes was in play originally, as soon as he touches the ball to stop it, the ball is in play. It's in play.
But I think that's your definition of in play. Like, I think, if Pope then picked up the ball and then put it back on the ground, no one would have complained. It's because he just sat there. Like, to me, I can understand it if the ref blew the whistle, which I think I saw footage from like a fan cam saying the ref blew a whistle and then, the defender touched it. So. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. Like, supposedly ref blew the whistle, defender touched it. So essentially, that was like them classifying like the play on. So that means Ronaldo was there for onside and could have scored or something like that. So I can understand that. And if that did go to VAR, because I remember last year that there was a ruling, I think Arsenal, maybe Arsenal against you guys. Remember the time where you guys, the ref blew a whistle for a foul on you, but we scored a goal. But the goal went in before he blew the whistle, so he gave us the goal. Do you remember that?
Yep, very well. Yep.
Yeah. So
now you jog my memory. Yes, I do. Yep.
Yeah. So
and it was literally down to it was. I remember it
was microsecond. It was a fucking microsecond.
Yeah, literally VAR where the ball crossed the line to where the referee blew the whistle.
Yeah.
And it crossed the line before it went into his mouth. So it was a goal.
Yeah.
I do remember
so
that.
I think in that situation, I think if VAR goes back and it reviews that decision, I don't think VAR even looked at it because they just went straight to Ronaldo and gave him yellow. But if VAR goes back and reviews that decision and then they can hear the referee blow the whistle, then that player looks like he's actually put it in play to, play on, then it should have been given a goal, yeah. So, but then again, that comes down to the VAR, the refs, and the consistency of what we're seeing every week.
Correct. So that was decision one. Continue on to the referees. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen the highlights, but how Sancho didn't get a penalty, and I think it was the 60th minute or something around that.
It was a penalty.
Is absolutely beyond. Like, first half, I probably think Varane probably shouldn't have given away a penalty, personally. Even from a United fan, I think, he sort of came across him, he made contact, but Sancho's was a stonewaller. Didn't even go to VAR. So, again, we're going back to the referees. And thirdly...
But you know why? Do you think it's because Sancho exaggerates the movement? Because to me, when he gets into that movement... I know every single player exaggerates, but this guy, like, flicks his, like, legs up and stuff and goes... a flop. But then again, like, I've seen... Right? I think that your penalty... for Sancho was more contact and more of a penalty than what fucking Harry Kane got against Pickford.
I was just about to say, A, Harry Kane, and B, also what Mitrovic got.
I haven't seen the Mitrovic one.
Oh, have a look at the Mitrovic one. Mitrovic, so the defenders grabbed him, right? So the defenders grabbed him like this. So here's the goal. He's marking Mitrovic. So Mitrovic is obviously facing the goal. Defender's facing this way. The defender has grabbed him, yes. However, the defenders ended up on top of him, so Mitrovic has gone backwards, and Mitrovic has won the penalty. So I could be wrong. However, if you're grabbing someone and you're pulling someone, you'll pull them that way, would you not? You wouldn't go that way. So Mitrovic has actually grabbed him and pulled him out of the way and won the penalty. So, mate, both Kane's and Mitrovic's were a lot worse. A lot softer than Sancho's. But anyway, again, consistency in referees, right?
Oh, it's just
we should have finished it. We should have finished it with Rashford in the 94th. How?
No, but it's not even the Rashford thing. Like you had, I remember watching Fred get a cutback from Rashford, which he should have finished.
Yeah, 2 minutes before that. Yeah.
But like obviously they had a lot of chances. They had that free kick for Trippier. Then there was the two headers for Joelinton.
Yeah, but that was in the same run of play.
Same phase of play. Yeah. They had a lot of, to me, like they'd obviously dominated that first half. They could have scored a few goals. They just don't have the players on the pitch to do it. But I think in that last minute, and like I don't understand. I've seen some people complain about like why take Ronaldo off the pitch, all this sort of shit. But I can understand. People are saying like because they want to play pressing football, but United don't play pressing football. You're not like Arsenal do that. Like when we sub Jesus for Eddie, it's because Eddie is gonna just press 24/7 and he just doesn't stop. Odegaard comes off, Vieira does the same thing. You guys, you don't do that. You don't press from the front. Your midfielders don't press. And
I wouldn't really say it's pressing. Yeah, I wouldn't really say, or personally, right? I wouldn't say that it would be for the fact of pressing football. My personal opinion for pressing football, but what I sort of get is, Ronaldo played midweek in the Europa. He played 60 minutes against who did we play last weekend? Where I can't even remember who we played last weekend because my memory's fucked. He played 60 minutes last weekend after Martial got injured against Everton, and he played 72 minutes tonight, right? So he hadn't had 90, 100, say 160, say 200, just over 220 minutes of football. So three and a bit hours worth of football. Not one decent ball has been whipped in where he had a good chance to get his head on it. So if you can't get one good chance for Ronaldo to get his head on it in 220 minutes, I would go, okay, yep, you can come off, for obviously energy and different things, right? Getting
Where's
Rashford on,
Martial?
fresh legs.
Is Martial back or
He's injured again, hip injury.
injured again? Oh, okay.
Injured again. Yep. So people, Ronaldo would have scored that chance. Okay, Ronaldo would have scored that chance, but we hadn't fucking whipped one ball in the last 220 minutes like that. So what are you
I get what you mean. Yeah.
You know what? What are you going to do? Just keep Ronaldo on because every 7.5 hours you're going to get one. You're going to get one fucking decent ball in the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we're whipping in 10 of them a game, Ronaldo should stay on, but we haven't fucking done one of them.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, so what do you think at the end of the day? Like, obviously, based on the two halves, do you think that it was a fair draw, or do you feel like it was? For me, watching, obviously, I think that Newcastle dominated the first. You guys controlled the second, and I think both teams missed enough chances. But I also think that VAR, was just stupid to you guys. I think you should have had a pen, and that Ronaldo one is obviously here or there questionable. I think it just depends on who's running it on the day.
Yeah. Yeah,
but the Sancho one for me, like, it's more contact than Kane, so it should be a penalty.
I think a draw is a fair result. Within reason, I think a draw is a fair result. Did a couple of decisions go. I've got to practice what I preach, right? I've spoke about VAR on this show many times before, and I've said how I hate VAR. I dislike VAR, and it swings and roundabouts within the season. Even again, swings and roundabouts. We didn't have results go out. We didn't have a couple of calls go our way last night. However, you still got 90 minutes to score. You still got 90 minutes to score a goal.
To score and create the chances.
Right? At the end of the day, right? So I've always sort of said I don't like VAR, and I would rather VAR not be part of the sport, or for the sheer fact that mistakes are going to happen. You should be a good enough football team to win the league. With shit going for you and shit going against you. Shit didn't go for us last night. However, we weren't good enough to score. We weren't good enough to score a goal. So why should we win a football game and collect 3 points if we weren't good enough to score a goal without VAR or video technology coming in to help us?
Of course. Yeah.
That's my views.
I think like you as well. I think it was a fair draw. Both teams had their chances, didn't take it, and VAR's a shit fuck. But let's talk about Liverpool. How are we gonna talk about that game this morning?
I want to just say one thing to get it started. I'll tell you one thing. I do laugh and absolutely love
where the fucking Liverpool fans come out of the freaking woodworks right now.
Pundits, Liverpool fans, Facebook pages, they're back. Oh. Mate, they're back on for the league. They're back on for the league, mate. They're back on, mate. They're back on. They're going to win the league now again. I know whatever I've seen that multiple times today. Liverpool are back in the title hunt. 13 points they're on. You guys are on 27, so they haven't even accumulated half of your points. They're still 10 points behind City, but guess what? I know it's only early. Don't get me wrong. I could eat my words or whatever, but
11 points.
I'm going to go the early crow. Hey?
10. 11 behind City, aren't they?
13 to 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to eat, I could eat my words, but mate, they're back on for the title. You're fucking kidding, aren't you? You beat them 1-0 with a lucky goal. Cancelo absolutely made a balls up. Personally, up until quarter to 4 this afternoon, I thought that the Foden goal should have stood, but then
I still think it's just still think it's just them.
Haaland pulled fucking Fabinho's shirt in the build-up.
It's not enough for me. That's not enough.
Yeah,
it's football, man. Like, it's a contact sport. Like, they're both holding each other. Fabinho's weaker. He's lower to gravity, so he falls. Haaland plays on. There's still a whole transition after that has to go through.
Yeah, I do agree.
So to me, it's like a second phase of play, essentially, nearly. Like, and the thing is, the thing why that annoys me as well in the Arsenal game, which didn't get picked up, when Saliba got a handball in the box, there was a fucking offside in the transition. So when they played it out wide, their winger was offside before he comes in and whips the ball in before the handball.
So, really? And it was from the replay, it wasn't offside?
They never checked the offside. They just went straight to the hand. Yeah. They never checked the phase before to see the cross before the handball. And to me, that's the bullshit, because Saliba should never be in that situation where he's getting a handball because it was offside. So
correct.
And dude, he was off by 2 meters. Like, it was the clearest offside ever.
This is the problem, right? Like, how?
So where's the definition of phases of play? Like,
correct. I was just about to say I haven't seen the replay. So what is it like? Is it 10 seconds before? Is it 50 seconds before? Is it whatever the fuck VAR decides?
Supposedly there's a rule.
I don't get it.
There's a rule supposedly that if a cross comes in, but the cross is blocked, it starts a new phase of play. So therefore, the second cross coming in can't be classified as, you can't recall the first. It's like, but that's bullshit. It's the same phase. Like you're in the same 5 seconds before you cross, stop, cross, handball.
It's a consistent attacking play.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
If it was an offside and say Gabriel, controlled the ball, booted it up the wing, Leeds got the ball back, and then attacked again, and it was a goal. Then okay, that is a different phase, right? Because you guys have booted the ball away. You can't go back like 50 seconds ago after Arsenal have touched the ball.
Check on Twitter. I literally just sent you so you can see what I mean. Like you can see, I sent you the photo of it, and you can clearly see like he's.
What I look on Facebook.
No, Twitter. I sent you the photo, and you can literally see the bloody the offside. It's clear as day, but they didn't check that, and he goes to block, cross, and then handball.
He's miles. So he actually touched. So I made on the wing.
He's literally offside.
The ball. See, he touched the ball.
Well, the pass that Bamford plays there goes to that winger.
He's
then
miles
he
off.
crosses. But that's the thing. They didn't check it. So that's what we're angry about. Like it was 100% handball, but you didn't check the phase. So to me, that's the inconsistency because like, I don't know where they deem this phase and people were coming up with these rules saying, block cross equals new phase. And it's all fucking bullshit, man. There's just, I think it just depends on just who they want to give it to at the time. But at the end of the day, I still think the Fabinho Haaland thing was a little bit weak. City, I think obviously had a lot of chances. They should have done better with their chances. But then again, Salah had 2 1-on-1s. Edison saved them once.
Yes, good save too.
Yeah, like really you and I both thought it'd be a lot high scoring.
Yeah.
We'll get to the results. Yeah, well, you put 4-3 as the fucking score for Liverpool.
Fucking hell.
I think we smoked crack half the time when we fucking put our score. I looked back at him. I looked back at these predictions and I'll go through it later. And I was like, what am I fucking doing? Like, I was like, I'm so fucking unrealistic.
Hey, there were 8 shots on target. So, like, you think about it, I could have been right.
Could have.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But look, not technically speaking, because Liverpool only had 2 shots on target, so they can't score 4 fucking goals, can they?
But you know what? The thing is, like, with that Liverpool result, and what's annoying me now, I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans, even last week after the Arsenal loss, I saw them go on these streams on their fucking podcast, and they're all coming out saying, Klopp's, finished at 7 years. I think he's just run out of ideas, and they're saying Salah's done. He's done his thing, and now within a span of the week, Salah's back. How dare you doubt that he's world class? Like this motherfucker's been missing for a year, and he comes back and scores 4 goals.
And also you got to remember as well,
Saliba has more goals than fucking Salah right now.
Let's be realistic. It's a Cancelo absolute balls up. It's not a piece of Salah brilliance.
Yeah, it's not a brilliance.
Made
an
you just got to break balls up.
Yeah.
That's it.
And he's just look, he's got the talent to clinically finish.
I do love getting a red card. See him how he gives the referee a good old finger, probably like that. But gives the old referee a good old finger. So he'll probably miss a couple of games as well.
He definitely should. Yeah, I think like that's just unquestionable. Yeah, that he has to like miss a few games. But to me, like I don't understand these fans where they come out of the fucking woodwork. They're piping up now. Van Dijk's the best again, bro. I've seen these motherfuckers on Twitter start mentioning how shit Arsenal are. Where's Saliba? Saliba makes one mistake in a fucking handball and a misplaced and pass that Ramsdale saved him on. And like when are you going to talk about fucking Trent conceding goal after goal every fucking week? Don't come at me for one pass in fucking 15 games that this guy's done when he's been exceptional. Your motherfucker is getting benched for Milner, a 33-year-old fucking Milner.
Correct. Exactly.
Get out of here, bro. They're fucking idiots, man. They're really starting to piss me off this year.
And you know what makes me laugh, right? I think you pretty much just summed it up to a T. So what I do laugh about Liverpool is there's 2 things. You just touched on it in terms of Trent. So he's Mr. At 12, 18 months ago, the best. He's won everything. He's the best fucking defender. One of the best
right back in the world. Still getting quoted now.
Seen. Best right back we've ever seen in the world. Okay,
can't even fucking defend.
And then secondly, right? I know, I don't care what people say about betting in or whatever. And then secondly, Mr. Darwin Núñez, like, oh right, mate, you can't even fucking start for them. You know, he
Can't
was,
even start. They reckon he's scintillating. I saw these guys saying how scintillating he was. You know what I saw Nunez do?
He was going to score 50. He was going to score 50 this year, mate. Darwin Nunez.
He was on a 3-on-1. He could have fucking laid it to the side to fucking Salah, and this motherfucker just held on to it, and Liverpool could have scored another goal. Like, that's how greedy he is.
He was going to score 50 this year. Apparently, they thought he was the fucking best since sliced bread. He can't.
Look, I still think. Look, to me, Nunez is still a great player. I think I personally rate him. I think that he's not being utilized now. He doesn't suit. I think when he works with Diaz, he's good, but he doesn't link up like Bobby does with Salah because it's different styles of football. It doesn't gel right now. They need to figure out a way to make it work because Nunez holds those pockets that Salah would usually run into. So, but not my fucking problem. So I don't give a shit. It's not my team.
I love it, mate. I love it. Sit on the bench.
Yeah, but it honestly, it's just annoying seeing them come out of the woodworks, but then they'll shut up next week and they fucking lose to Brentford or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who do they have?
West Ham. I just had a look, looks like a minute ago.
Yeah, it's not going to fucking shock me. Hammers get a result there either. But yeah, we'll get into the predictions now. We'll end this bloody Liverpool talk. They make me just these fucking fans, man. It's unbelievable. I don't know where they come from. Like, they just come out of nowhere. Honestly, I think we've touched enough on VAR and the refs, how shit they are.
But it's funny actually because that's sort of been the consistency of the night, hasn't it? Like I think every game we spoke about that it literally has been inconsistency of VAR.
My game, your game, Liverpool's game, yeah, literally, yeah. It's definitely been just shocking all around. But I think we're always gonna mention it nearly every single week. But now predictions. Predictions. All right. Last week we had the 5 games. Okay. So
we had 5, did we?
Yeah, we always
do 5. Oh, okay.
Always do 5, yeah. So currently I'm 2-1 up in the series, but I think you've done me. You've clawed it back again. I was on the smoke after Liverpool win, so I was thinking clearly. So anyway, yeah. So there was the Man United Newcastle game.
Yeah.
Okay. I went for a Newcastle 2-1. Ralphie went for a 1-1. So you take a +1 there for the correct result sort of thing.
Yep.
Spurs versus Everton. I went for a 0-0, which realistically it should have been before Spurs were fucking criminal. But you went 3-0, so you were the closest. Another +1 there.
Oof. Yep.
Another +1. Liverpool, Man City. I went for a City win, 3-1. You went for a Liverpool 4-3, so you get another +1.
Jeez, I wish I put this in a multi just a head-to-head so far.
Yeah, you're on the smoke so far. Arsenal Leeds. Obviously we both went wins there. You went 2-0. I went 4-0, so you were actually closer. I was, I don't know. I was
You were gassed.
I was fucking gassed.
But
to be fair, the City 19th and the one game out of 10.
Yeah,
like,
true.
of course I'm gonna be fucking gassed. It's just they just played us like a fiddle. But anyway, we still won, so I don't give a shit. I'll happily lose.
Not margins, but can I get a perfect 5 out of 5 win, draw, win?
All right. I can't remember the result out of this game, so I got to quickly look at it.
Who was it?
So, our last one we did was the Bournemouth Fulham.
Oh yes, I think I might have got this.
Okay, so I went for a 1-0 to Bournemouth. Okay.
Yep.
Now, obviously, the result was 2-2. Ralphie's coming with a 0-0. He's done it.
Oh,
the clean sweep.
Oh, yes.
The clean sweep.
Yes.
2-0.
Come on.
He's coming.
I'm pretty sure.
I only got the Arsenal result right. I fucking got every one of them wrong.
Mate, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you still got the results from the last time I won, but I'm pretty sure I've literally gone cold and then I was steaming hot too.
Yeah. So on the time
that I won.
Yeah. So the last time I won because I got a correct score to your game actually, Everton Man United. I got the 3-1. I got to put this in like an Excel spreadsheet, honestly.
But when I picked up the win, the W, I'm pretty sure I was like absolutely on fire as well. I think I got like a couple of margins. I think I got a couple of correct scores and shit.
Yeah. So last week, I got the correct scores and then I got 2 margins correct as well. You actually weren't that far off. It's only because I literally got the United Everton score bang on. That's the only reason I won. But yeah,
what I'm gonna have to start doing now, as I tell you who I'm gonna back, I'm gonna have to
You're
do
gonna
like
write
a
down,
little.
put a
I'm
multi.
gonna have to do like a little $5 multi. I'm gonna have to do like a little $5 multi or
You would have
something.
fucking clean just then.
I know, clean.
Just going for the draw. Just going for the draws, not the actual results or whatever.
Because the draws are good odds too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. All right. So this week, obviously, Arsenal, Man City got postponed because we had to put in a European match. But obviously, there's a lot of games on Thursday and Wednesday this week. Obviously, we're
So
going
what are we going to do? Because there's obviously midweek and weekends.
We could come back later in the week if you want.
Yeah, might as well.
So we've got we could do this game's Friday, so we could do Friday night potentially as well. Because that way then it leads into the Saturday, Sunday games. And then that'll finish with a Thursday, really, because your game's Thursday night. So
yes.
The only other games after that is Leicester, Leeds, Fulham, Aston Villa. So who cares about those?
Who cares about
that?
Yeah,
we won't do those. So we'll do 5 out of the rest. So what's actually essentially probably all of them because Arsenal's pretty much gone out of that as well. So you've got Man U versus Spurs. Then we've got we've got Liverpool, West Ham. So
Liverpool, West Ham.
Liverpool, West Ham. Then we've got Newcastle, Everton.
Yep.
Newcastle, Everton. And then who else we got in those? We got.
Well, it depends. There's 4 more games to choose from.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Brentford, Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think Brentford, they could maybe get something out of that. They do seem to do well against top teams.
Well, let's go Palace and Wolves, huh? Because that should be a decent game, I reckon. Palace and Wolves.
All right.
Just in terms of, where they are on the table for the season, etc., etc.
All right. So what do you think So actually, we'll go through here. So Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, West Ham, Newcastle, Everton, Brentford, Chelsea, and Crystal Palace, Wolves. Okay. So Man United, Spurs. That's going to obviously be the biggest game of the weekend for me.
Yeah, definitely.
It's honestly it's a massive game for both you guys.
I'm actually going to say that. I'm going to say counter. I'm going to say. I know it sounds silly because probably Conte will be part of the bus, but I'm going to say
they're gettable, bro. They're gettable. We fucking ripped them to shreds, man.
I'm going to say counter-attacking football 2-1 United.
Okay. 2-1 Man United. I'm going to go. Obviously, I'd like a draw. I think that's just realistic. I don't think because you guys always seem to turn up against bigger teams. That's usually what happens. He did it to Liverpool. He did it to us. But then again, Tottenham isn't a big team, so I'm going to go. I do think you guys can get them. And look, I know Tottenham score goals, but man, they fucking park the bus so much. Like you guys can 100% get it. Like when I've watched them play, it is such dead football that you guys surely have to credit. You got to obviously hope that Eriksen's back that game.
Yeah, no matter what. It's funny, because no matter what manager Spurs seem to get, it still continues to be part of the bus football. It's just the manager that changes. Conte, Mourinho,
what's his name? Fucking Portuguese guy. He was parking the bus as well.
Correct. It's all the same.
Did you know the Portuguese guy had a better record than Jose and they sacked him? Crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Nuno Espirito Santo, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to you guys. I think you can do it and keep them at a clean sheet.
I like the confidence. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you can do it. Liverpool, West Ham. Liverpool obviously coming off a high. I would say they weren't as dominant as what people think. I think City, were better, and they haven't really played good football. They played a little bit better against us. I'll give them that, but still nothing scintillating to back to what they were. And I don't know. This is a hard one. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm going to say not a complete upset, but I do recall. I'm just trying to actually quickly find out the latest stats here, but I'm fairly confident that West Ham,
because they're not even getting shots on target. They're not even getting shots on target or anything.
West Ham against decent teams in the last couple of years have actually been.
Oh, they do well. They do well. Yeah.
They do really, really well. So I'm actually going to tip a.
You got to look at this, bro. Just so you realize that West Ham against Southampton had 25 fucking shots.
Yeah,
they had 488 passes. 60% possession. Like that's not a team that's shit, man. That's a fucking good team.
I'm going to tip a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. I can definitely see one. I was thinking of 1-1 as well.
Were you really? Go the same.
Nah, I'm just thinking. I don't know. I've just seen just those stats there. I just wonder if Liverpool's going to get one of those stupid upsets and the fans will go back in their cave. That is a freaking hard one. It is a hard one. West Ham 2-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to look at the chances they're creating per game, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Liverpool, you know, they haven't created too much, and they're not clinical with their chances either. That's the thing. So, yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham. Worst case, anyway, you know, Liverpool win and we don't get a point each. So, Newcastle Everton. I think watching Newcastle play, and at home as well, you can't really see them losing.
Nah, as I mentioned to you, Newcastle haven't lost. Apart from very unlucky, Newcastle haven't lost all season. So I definitely think a Newcastle win. What score do you think it will be?
I'm going to go 3-1.
Newcastle, obviously.
Yeah, home, yeah, Newcastle.
I'm going to go I think within reason, you know, although we had a couple of chances, they actually held us quite well. So I'm going to say Newcastle 2-0.
They're a good team. Good team.
They are a decent team, very much so.
Brentford, Chelsea.
I'll let you go first as a fellow Londoner that absolutely loves Chelsea Football Club.
Fuck those guys. 1-0 Brentford.
I do like when the old when we choose the London teams, because I know that you're always going to go the opposite. It could be like Chelsea $1.01 against Stockport County $44, and you'll go Stockport 2-1. I think obviously
Brentford are playing good, man. Actually, you know, they slapped you up. They gave us a go, man. You know, Tony's in form. Like, they're a fucking good team, man. They're a good team.
Brentford are playing quite well, but you know,
it's a home game as well. It's not. You know,
personally, what I think this is going to be, like what we're just talking about Spurs, but like a park the bus football. I'm going to say Chelsea 1-0. And I think, you know, it's going to be probably, you know, Brentford pondering. But you know what? Chelsea just park the bus and jag a goal and come away with 3 points.
Surely Chelsea are going to freaking, you know, get what's coming to them. Surely they keep scraping these results. Like, it's going to have to catch up with them.
Always, surely. But hey,
like to me, like Tottenham and Chelsea, they haven't been convincing this year, but they're getting the results, and that's what's frustrating to me. It's crazy. But Crystal Palace Wolves.
Yes,
50-50. Obviously Wolves. Yeah, this one's a really tough game.
I know it's quite congested down there after 9-10 games. There's still a long way to go, but both teams are fairly congested down there in the older relegation battle. So big 3 points for this. Southampton relegation on 8th, Wolves on 9th, and Palace, although they're at 13th, are on 10. So it's only really one. Well, you know, if Southampton could pick up a couple of points, either one of these teams could potentially be in the relegation zone, depending on the result.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
the thing is, Palace don't play bad football. I think they just get sometimes unlucky.
Yeah,
they don't have anyone clinical up front to finish. That's the problem. if they're Zaha and firing, they're not scoring. That's the problem. I'm going to go for a Palace 2-0 because I think Wolves really struggle to score as well. So someone has to turn around. Palace at home. Palace 2-0.
I personally think that this one, although I was a little bit, in terms of the scoreline, I was a bit far off, but I'm going to tip from memory what I said exactly for the Fulham and Bournemouth game and say that it's going to be a very boring. So it's going to be a very boring game where both teams are quite cagey. Wolves will probably take a point. I think Palace, within reason here, I think Palace personally, you know, they're very much a team, you know, that would rather not concede for 60, 65 minutes and then try sort of and up the tempo and try and get a goal. So I can see it sort of, you know, being a, you know, 1 or 2 shots each on target, 51 to 49% possession. And if you watch the game, you're probably slitting your wrists after 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
So what did I say there? 0-0. So I said 0-0. So So there you go. So if I thought I would actually
So yeah, I've got you had obviously United over Spurs. You
Yep.
went a Liverpool draw, Newcastle win, Chelsea win, and also a Palace and Thingo draw.
Yeah. So with the results and margins,
You know what?
I thought I'd actually
What's your
I
what's
thought
your
I'd
mob?
actually live on my phone. So where is it? I don't know if you can.
Did you do the exact scores?
the exact scores?
I thought you were just going to do the results.
Look at that. To one, $54,000 to one.
Shit, fuck. If that you're going to put $1 on it,
Yeah, might as well.
you might as well put $1 on it. I'm going to
Might as well.
do. Where's the freaking EPL?
Well, imagine that. What
EPL
else?
matches.
I said
Okay,
Liverpool.
so we're going to go.
Did I say Liverpool? Yeah, I said Liverpool.
You said a draw for Liverpool.
Oh, that's right. And I said Newcastle, and I said United.
I'm going to go for my one. So I'm going to go Palace win, Brentford, Chelsea. What did I say? I said Brentford, and then Liverpool, West Ham. I went, Jesus Christ, I picked the underdog in every game. West Ham in that game.
Did you really?
It seems like it. Newcastle win, and then I went Man United win as well. What were your odds on it?
What for just head to head?
Yeah, head to head. Yeah,
131.
Why can't I place a bet on all these? It's not letting me put like the full bet slip all together.
Should do.
It's just doing it individually. It's saying single stakes. Which is odd.
You were head to head.
Don't worry. It fixed it. It was a glitch.
It takes a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it was glitching. Would you slap a $5 on it?
2.
Oh yeah, but you did the exact scores.
Oh yeah. Oh no, 1 on that, just 2 on the win draw wins. But still for $260.
So this is I did it. I'm gonna power play it as well. So my odds were, where is it? Does it come up?
Oh yeah, other way. Wow, 1,900 and something. Fucking hell, that's fucking hell. Oh, I hope you get a perfect round. I really hope you get a perfect round, mate.
Beers will be on me.
Yes, bloody oath.
But yeah,
it's just such a shame, really. Is for the I touched on it last weekend, so apologies for repeating myself, but it's such a shame that because we both got Europa, we don't play any football games on the Saturday night. Like, mate, I would happily go and watch freaking Arsenal play Forest at a 9:30 kickoff at the Pig, have a couple of beers together, and just enjoy, just enjoy it. But it's not possible.
It sucks. It honestly does suck. I hate it that after, like, I know I go. The thing is, like, I don't mind if I know, like, on a Saturday night, I'm not gonna get on the piss, and I know Arsenal at 1 a.m. I'm like, whatever, man. I'm just gonna sleep a little bit. I'm gonna fucking wake up, or I'll stay up, and then I'll just fucking sleep in. I don't give a shit. Like, it's not that bad. Or on a Friday, you know what I mean? It's like great. But Sunday, it's like I gotta fucking be up at 5 a.m. I gotta go get ready for work. I gotta go 3. Well, by the time the Arsenal game finished, and I, adrenaline, go back to sleep. I went to sleep 2:30. I was up at 5:15 or something.
Yeah.
So fucked.
Rooted.
But yeah, sacrifices we all make. No. But guys, appreciate anyone that's watching this back. We'll be back again probably Friday then, because obviously the fixtures will be back. So we'll go and do another prediction. Check what we all got. Hopefully we are $2,000 richer each. Ralphie's hopefully $55,000 richer.
If that is the case, you can I will, for every single, like, just to try and for their views and the subs, if that's the case, and I am 55k richer, everyone that watches the video, you can snap it, whatever the fuck you do, whatever you do with it. You can all have $10 each for every single viewer.
On 55k, yeah, $10
on 55k. So hopefully there's 1,000. Hopefully there's 1,000 viewers.
All right, guys, appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on Friday. Peace.